Understanding endorsements. Endorsements are a crucial aspect of business transactions. They confer specific rights and responsibilities to the parties involved. To do so, let us identify the parties involved in a securities endorsement transaction. Endorser: the holder, taker, or beneficiary, who assumes ownership of the right consigned in the title and who therefore can circulate or transfer it by means of the endorsement. Endorsee: the person who receives the instrument in order to be able to exercise the right set forth therein, without any condition or subject to any restriction or limitation, as long as such restriction or limitation is allowed by the regulations in force. In the image of the bill of exchange, we can identify the beneficiary, who is the one who can make the endorsement. Now let us go deeper into the key points. 1. Nature of the endorsement. An endorsement can be pure and simple. Any condition attached to it is considered void. Partial endorsements are also void. Let's see an example of pure and simple endorsement. As we can see in the image, we have a check issued and on the back an endorsement made in a pure and simple way. This because it simply has a signature and the endorser's identity card information. It is considered a pure and simple endorsement because no restriction or modality is incorporated in it. In this other image, we can appreciate an endorsement to which a condition has been attached, which in application of the commercial regulations in force implies that it is considered null and void. In the following image, we have a partial endorsement, which in any case under the current regulations is considered null and void. 2. Types of endorsements. Ownership endorsement transfers the ownership of the title and all rights associated with it. Collection endorsement does not transfer ownership but authorizes the endorsee to present the document for acceptance, collect it, endorse it for collection, and protest it if applicable. It functions as a mandate. Guarantee endorsement provides a security interest in the title. In the following images, we will see examples of each type of endorsement mentioned. The endorsement in ownership consists of the transfer of the security title with all the rights attached, as we can see in the image of the bill of exchange, on the back to be more precise. In this other image of a check, we can see an endorsement in collection, where the endorser, in addition to consigning the basic data for the endorsement, adds the instruction that the endorsement is produced for the collection of the amount consigned in the title. This form of endorsement may have a variant when the instruction of an endorsement for deposit is included, something that may occur with a check. In this last image, we have the particularity of an endorsement in guarantee, which turns the title into a mechanism of guarantee for the fulfillment of an obligation. It is necessary to clarify that in this case it is necessary to consider the term of validity and effectiveness of the same title. 3. Responsibility of the endorser. Unless it is specified without responsibility, the endorser assumes the autonomous obligation to pay the amount of the title to the subsequent holders. This when the first obligor pretends to ignore the validity of the title. In the image, we see an example of an endorsement without liability. 4. Blank endorsement, valid only with the signature of the endorser. The legitimate holder can fill in the blank endorsement or transfer the title without completing it. Commonly, this type of endorsement, which is confused with a simple and pure one, denotes the intention of the transfer without any other instruction being identified, as we can appreciate in the image. 5. Continuity of the endorsement. For the holder of a title to be considered legitimate, the series of previous endorsements must be uninterrupted. This is favored when we have a multiplicity of endorsements. These are valid if they have complied with the required conditions. In the image, we see a series of endorsements propitiated in a bill of exchange. We denote the sequence of these by means of the dates consigned in the instrument. 6. Endorsement after maturity. An endorsement made after the maturity or protest of the instrument will only have the effects of an assignment. As mentioned above, the endorsement for circulation of the security, which implies the transfer of the rights set forth therein, requires that the instrument be in force, we refer to the term, and that consequently, if the term has expired, what will result is an assignment of rights rather than a transfer of these, which also implies that it is necessary to resort to a judicial proceeding to achieve compliance, prior acknowledgement, of the obligation contained in the security. Understanding endorsements is essential for smooth commercial transactions. They ensure that rights and obligations are clearly defined and transferred appropriately.